Hi, everybody. First of all, it's the day before Christmas, so we're super excited to bring you one of our very favorite Christmas stories, The Nightmare Before Christmas. And also, we're super excited to introduce you to Huxley Leathers.
And we're also excited to introduce you to Bush. My mom made him.
So the task was to make a Christmas wreath, and I'm really a Nightmare Before Christmas vibe, so that's kind of what I went with. We also are hoping we can keep Miss entertained with our own little vampire Teddy from the story.
Which I am very not excited about because I hate him.
No, let's not use that word maybe. Not a big fan though, for sure. All right, do you want to hold on to this baby while I read the story?
I thought you were asking me.
No, I know you don't want to.
Yeah.
Don't knock over the camera. All right, she might yell a little because she wants to get the camera. How about if I start the story and we'll see if you like that? Oh, what about this guy? I know. Okay, how about this? We're going to start the story, The Nightmare Before Christmas, and we'll see if that keeps you entertained. What's really exciting about this story is, in the very beginning, you have an author's note by Tim Burton. He is the writer and illustrator and also the mastermind behind The Nightmare Before Christmas, one of our most favorite holiday stories. And what's cool is he gives you kind of some background into how this came about. So it says, I wrote The Nightmare Before Christmas poem long before I thought of it becoming a stop motion film. It was always intended as a book, and I'm so happy that I was able to accomplish that original vision and that people 25 years later still seem to appreciate it. All right, do you want Vampire Teddy? Yeah. All right, here we go. I know, it's so exciting. I'm going to put you in front of me, and hopefully you'll stay there.
She doesn't do it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. It was late one fall in Halloween land, and the air had quite a chill. Nope. Against the moon, a skeleton sat alone upon a hill. He was tall and thin with a bat bow tie. Jack Skellington was his name. He was tired and bored in Halloween land. Everything was always the same. I'm sick of scaring, the terror, the fright. I'm tired of being something that goes bump in the night. I'm bored with leering my horrible glances, and my feet hurt from dancing those skeleton dances. I don't like the graveyards, and I need something new. There must be more to life than just yelling, boo! Then out from a grave with a curl and a twist came a whimpering, whining, spectral mist. It was a little ghost dog with a faint little bark and a jack-o'-lantern nose that glowed in the dark.
Hopefully, no.
She'll be all right. I don't think she can hurt it. It was Jack's dog Zero, the best friend he had, but Jack hardly noticed, which made Zero sad. Who's this?
He doesn't give kisses, Mommy.
I think he might.
No, he gives terror.
All that night and through the next day, Jack wondered and walked. He was filled with dismay. Then deep in the forest, just before night, Jack came upon an amazing sight. Not 20 feet from the spot where he stood were 3 massive doorways carved in wood. He stood before them complete in awe, his gaze transfixed by one... I guess I read that right. He stood before them completely in awe, his gaze transfixed by one special door. Entranced and excited with a slight sense of worry, Jack opened the door to a white, windy flurry.
What I would pick the heart.
Where do you think that takes you?
To Valentine's Day Town.
Valentine's Day Town, and that's where you'd want to go?
Yeah.
How come?
Because it's all full and cheer, and I like that.
Jack didn't know it, but he'd fallen down in the middle of a place called Christmas Town. Immersed in the light, Jack was no longer haunted. He had finally found the feeling he wanted. And so that his friends wouldn't think him a liar, he took the present-filled stockings that hung by the fire. He took candy and toys that were stacked on the shelves and a picture of Santa with all of his elves. He took lights and ornaments and the star from the tree, and from Christmastown sign he took the big letter C. He picked up everything that sparkled or glowed. He even picked up a handful of snow. Did you lose the baby? How about this? Get the baby. Woohoo! He grabbed it all, and without being seen, he took it all back to Halloween. How's that? There you go. I like this picture of Jack, so happy. Back in Halloween Town, a group of Jack's peers stared in amazement at his Christmas souvenirs. From his wondrous vision, none were prepared. Most were excited, though a few were quite scared. Who's that? There's Sally. I know. Here's your baby. How'd I know.
Mommy, you're scaring her.
I think Teddy's scaring her. How about this? Do you want to sit with Sissy a minute?
Yeah, Teddy is scaring her.
How about this? Oh, you big girl. Intermission. All right, I'll hold you. Bum, ba, da, like a pause in the middle. All right, here we baby go. For the next few days, while it lightning and thundered, Jack sat alone and obsessively wondered, why is it they get to spread laughter and cheer while we stalk the graveyard spreading panic and fear? Well, I could be Santa. I could spread cheer. Why does he get to do it year after year? Outraged by injustice, Jack thought, and he thought, then he got an idea. Yes. Why not? In Christmastown, Santa was making some toys when through the din he heard a soft noise. He answered the door, and to his surprise, he saw weird little creatures in a strange disguise. They were altogether ugly and rather petite as they opened their sacks and yelled, "Trick or treat!" Then a confused Santa was shoved in a sack and taken to Halloween to see Mastermind Jack. In Halloween, everyone gathered once more, for they'd never seen a Santa before. And as they cautiously gazed at this strange old man, Jack related to Santa his masterful plan. "My dear Mr. Claus, I think it's a crime that you get to be Santa all of the time. But now I will give presents and I will spread cheer. We're changing places. I'm Santa this year. So you may lie in my coffin, creak doors and yell, 'Boo!' And please, Mr. Claus, don't think ill of my plan, for I'll do the best Santa job that I can." And though Jack and his friends thought they'd do a good job, their idea of Christmas was still quite macabre. They were packed up and ready on Christmas Eve day when Jack hitched his reindeer to his sleek coffin sleigh. But on Christmas Eve, as they were about to begin, a Halloween fog slowly rolled in. Ooh. Jack said, "We can't leave. This fog's just too thick. There will be no Christmas and I can't be Saint Nick." Then a small glowing light pierced through the fog. What could it be? It was Zero, Jack's dog. Jack said, "Zero, with your nose so bright, won't you guide my sleigh tonight?" And to be so needed was Zero's great dream, so he joyously flew to the head of the team. And the skeleton sleigh started its ghostly flight. Jack crackled, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Ooh. That's a good page. I like it too. 'Twas the nightmare before Christmas, and all through the house, there he is, not a creature was peaceful, not even a mouse. The stockings all hung by the chimney with care, when opened that morning would cause quite a scare. The children all nestled so snug in their beds would have nightmares of monsters and skeleton heads. The moon that hung over the new fallen snow cast an eerie pall over the city below, and Santa Claus's laughter now sounded like groans, and the jingling bells like chattering bones. And to their wondering eyes should appear but a coffin sleigh with skeleton deer, and a skeletal driver so ugly and sick they knew in a moment, this can't be Saint Nick. From house to house with a true sense of joy, Jack happily issued each present and toy. From rooftop to rooftop he jumped and he skipped, leaving presents that seemed to be straight from a crypt. Unaware that the world was in a panic and fear, Jack merrily spread his brand of cheer. There's our wreath.
There's Wreathy. Bushy.
He visited the house of Susie and Dave. They got a Gumby and Pokey from the grave. Then on the home of little Jane Neiman, she got a baby doll possessed by a demon. A monstrous train with tentacle tracks, a ghoulish puppet wielding an axe, a man-eating plant disguised as a wreath, and a vampire teddy bear with very sharp teeth. There he is. There were screams of terror, but Jack didn't hear it. He was much too involved with his own Christmas spirit. Jack finally looked down from his dark, starry frights and saw the commotion, the noise, and the light. Why, they're celebrating. It looks like such fun. They're thanking me for the good job I've done. But what he thought were fireworks meant as goodwill were bullets and missiles intended to kill. Then amidst the barrage of artillery fire, Jack urged Zero to go higher and higher. And away they all flew like the storm of a thistle until they got hit by a well-guided missile. And as they fell on the cemetery way out of sight was heard, "Merry Christmas to all, and to all a good night." Jack pulled himself up on a large stone cross, and from there he reviewed his incredible loss. I thought I could be Santa, I had such belief. Jack was, confused and filled with great grief. Not knowing where to turn, he looked toward the sky, then he slumped on the grave and he started to cry. And as Zero and Jack lay crumpled on the ground, they suddenly heard a familiar sound. "My dear Jack," said Santa, "I applaud your intent. I know wreaking such havoc was not what you meant. You are so sad and feeling quite blue, but taking over Christmas was the wrong thing to do. I hope you realize Halloween's the right place for you. There's a lot more, Jack, that I'd like to say, but now I must hurry, for it's almost Christmas Day." Then he jumped into his sleigh, and with a wink of an eye, he said, "Merry Christmas!" And he bid them goodbye. Back home, Jack was sad, but then, like a dream, Santa brought Christmas to the land of Halloween. The end. I would also like to especially thank our friend Miss J for donating that book to room 3 and making it possible to read today. Sorry we had a little bit of a squawky little one there, but do you want to say any goodbyes?
Bye.
Bye!